mean a lot to a lot of people, but I'm sure this time of year there has been sweeping up, whether it's confetti, glitter, pet food, crumbs. It's definitely a time, because we are huddled inside in many parts of the country, that we tend to think more about our homes and keeping them clean and keeping them feeling fresh. And this is such a cool way to do it. If you're somebody who doesn't want to have to get out the vacuum cleaner every time for those small everyday messes, but you also don't want to get down on the floor with a dustpan and brush, welcome to Teko. This is the rechargeable 2-in-1 sweeper and vacuum with a USB charger. Your easy pay on this is $13.33. This is usually $50. It's now $39.98. So you're saving $10 off that QVC price. So it's a really, really incredible price. It's such an ingenious device. And let me just tell you the colors. We have 2 different color options, which we will show you, and then we will get into exactly how this works. So your color options are, we have the blue and white, or we have the grey and white. So really it's just a personal preference. I normally go for neutrals with my kind of cleaning things, but I've got to say I actually really like the blue. There's something very joyful about it. This is actually the very first day we're presenting this at this low price. And waiting to join us, I thought we were having John. We have Jack. John is the inventor and innovator of this. Welcome, Jack. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello, thank you very much for having me. And I'm really excited to bring everybody this amazing 2-in-1 sweeper vacuum. And honestly, it is really just the best option that you can get for cleaning your home. To me, the best thing that I love is that it eliminates the need for a dustpan. That is just one less piece that you don't have to have lying around taking up space. And honestly, a dustpan, depending on the one you have, it can take up quite a bit of space in a shoe closet or in your garage or just anywhere around the home. Because the nice part is now when you've used the broom to make a neat little pile of whatever mess is on your floor, because we all have small messes we need to clean up. And sometimes the best way to get them and collect them is with a broom. But the nice thing is now you have that little neck that you can drop down, turn on the vacuum, and then immediately it acts like a little automatic dustpan, and you can clean it up super easily. And again, it just eliminates the need for one more tool because it's a 2-in-1 device.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy. It's very clean in the studio. I do not have anything to sweep up. But as you say, I mean, it's intuitive, it's easy, and I'm with you. I mean, it's funny, I recently bought a dustpan before I knew about this. And I went through a whole thing. It was a mini dustpan. It was tiny, it was the size of my hand. So I sent that one back, and then I got another one that was too heavy. And as you say, it's kind of like, where do you keep a dustpan? Because it's something that we're constantly picking up dirt with. And then we tend to put it in a closet with other things, you know, like paper towels and cleaning products and things that we don't want to get dirty.
And the problem that you faced is you found one that was too small, and it was, you know, it would have been easy to hide, but it was too small to use, right? Because you had to get so many piles and so many uses of it. And then you get one that's too big and you can't put it away anywhere, or it's too heavy to kind of move around. The nice thing about this is you completely eliminate the need for that. And on top of that, you can get into places that you just can't go with a dustpan. Like you saw there in the crevice between the windows and all those little nooks and crannies where you can see dirt. Now you have a little vacuum that you can actually go in there. And then again, you have a handle hook, so you can easily store this away anywhere in your home. And it honestly takes up just the space of a regular broom. So it's not anything exceptionally large. There's no, you know, extra pieces that have to be left lying around like with a regular broom and dustpan. It's all in one, and it's easy work.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy. And I love what you said about work, because one of the reasons I love to sweep, so I was living in Costa Rica for a year, Jack, you don't know this, but one of the places I'd lived in, every morning I would wake up and have to kind of sweep up all the bugs that had sadly expired overnight. But I actually enjoyed it. I would sweep, and then I'd do my yoga, and I actually enjoy sweeping in the morning. It's kind of like, you know, I think sometimes we don't do anything for ourselves anymore. We don't need to boil an egg. We don't need to sweep. And there's something about sweeping, it kind of makes you feel like, yeah, I did something today. And I think that's what people are going to enjoy about this. But then you don't have to have the part where you have to go and get another tool and get down on the floor. And so how often do you miss the dustpan? I mean, that's the other thing.
Exactly.
This is never going to miss, because it is that vacuum cleaner. You're loving the grey, by the way. Everyone's loving the grey. Lots of you coming in for that, because, you know, because of this ingenious design. And it almost feels like your dad just really took a problem that we didn't even know we had and came up with a solution.
Well, I can tell you, I always felt like I had this problem, which is something that you just brought up, which is dustpans do leave stuff behind. Like, how many times, or is there just a little line of grime right at the front edge of that dustpan that you couldn't pick up, and you have to go and sweep it all over again, and you got to like press down hard on the ground to make sure you get the seal and get all the dust in to make it perfectly clean. That was always so annoying for me with a regular dustpan, but now I use this. I make a quick little line, and then the vacuum snout just swoops it all up. There's the right word. And it's easily cleaned. And then again, super easy to empty out. It has a good sized bin, so that way you can get a good sized mess and put it up. And you can see the clear space where you fill up the bin. So here we filled it up with cereal that was left on the floor, and then easy open latch. And then again here, where no broom, no dustpan, nothing can get to, in the tiny little crevices, you can take your broom now. And it works just as much like a broom and dustpan. It actually works as well as a vacuum, so you can use it in so many different ways.
Yeah, give us a call to order 1-800-500-7590. You're loving the grey, but a lot of you are picking up on more than one, because think about that. Maybe
Ooh.
you've got a workshop or a garage or some other area where you actually need to be doing sweeping, and to have one in the kitchen or one in the family room. I don't know about you, Jack. When I lived in London, I lived with like four other grown-ups, and I feel like some people just think there must be some kind of fairy that comes into the kitchen when you make toast, and you know, the people who just wipe stuff off the cat, like, there we go, that's done. And so you always come
It's
down
on
to
the
this
floor.
little
It's not a problem anymore.
sprinkling of foods around, and that's what I mean. I still happens in my house, and I'm living on my own right now. But it is nice to be able to just clean up those quick messes without having to go and get something that's this light. And vacuum cleaners can be light these days, but it's just that one extra step. Whereas I feel like this really puts you back in control.
Exactly. And it is just that in one go. You know, I hate having to do things twice. I hate having to go back, get something else, and do something again. So that's why it's so nice to have one tool that you can break out when you need it, and then you do a little sweeping, do a little vacuum, and do a little, and it's all the jobs that a vacuum, that a broom, that a dustpan, all those jobs that they do are being done by one unit, and it's all self-contained, and it's all so easy to use. And it just makes life, that's what makes life so simple, is when you have one tool that can do everything you need to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling like you don't want to get down on your knees anymore to be picking up with a dustpan and brush, you don't have to. Give us a call, 1-800-500-7590. Two colours, the grey and white or the blue and white. The blue and white, the ones that we're seeing here. Your easy pay is $13.33. And remember, if you're not entirely happy, you have 30 days to return it. So find out about the Teko difference. Jack, thank you so much for joining us. It was really nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you very much. Nice to meet you as well.
Happy New Year.